Hello, friends. Questo Enrico here. Questo de taquiendo de PMS de Pipliople. Yo aquí. What's here again?
Está?
No, here is a key, right?
Aquí, yeah.
Yo estoy aquí con Rachelosa. That's the Mexican Rachel. Huge Shep. Huge as hep. Okay, so anyway, Mexican Rachel notwithstanding, host Eric is in a moral quandary. Rachel was here last night and she got to witness my moral failing. So yesterday in the afternoon or something, we were in there in the bathroom, using the bathroom, taking a shower, and I took the towel off the towel rack and pulled it down in the process. It's like the towel rack just came off the wall. And so I'm like, hey. So I just kind of like put it back there, kind of like super half-assed, because I had other things on my mind at the time, I guess, in part. Regardless, later that night, I went in, and my dad says to me, Rachel and I go in there, and my dad says, well, your mom pulled down the towel rack in the bathroom, so I need to repair this. And I'm like, good to know. Just sort of like didn't really say anything, And then, do you want Rachel and I to watch mom while you fix it? And he just went, yeah, we watched her, and he fixed it, and whatever. So the thing is, obviously, I was in the wrong. That is what they call lying by omission. Okay. When you have a clear instance like that counts as lying by omission. And I was in the wrong for doing so.
Better mess up.
I should. This is the thing I'm trying to figure out. Usually I don't. External pressures motivate me to do things I hate. Yeah, I don't do things I hate unless external pressures compel me to. You don't need that on your conscience. Well, I mean, this is the thing. You're right. But it's not really weighing that heavy on my conscience because it's not like there's any consequences for mom to being blamed for that, right? The assumption is mom accidentally pulled down the towel rack instead of me. Either way, it was loose and going to come down any minute anyway. Mm-hmm. And not like it didn't need to be fixed. I don't know how to fix it. My dad apparently does. There's some sort of thing, and I don't know. It's a weird mechanism. I looked at it. I tried to fix it, but I don't feel like I sinned too greatly here. It's a sin of fairly small scope. I just didn't confess that I was the one who pulled down the tower. It wasn't like my dad was upset about it. He's actually probably happy that it was pulled down because it gives him a chance to do his normal thing. Can you explain to them how my dad is, Rachel?
He likes to keep busy. So even when everything's kind of taken care of in the house, he'll find something to check up on or to look over or to
find a problem.
Yeah, exactly. He finds the problem.
He'll find a problem to solve.
Yeah. Even when it's already solved a little bit.
And if he's not finding a problem to solve, he's coming outside to tell me and Rachel which problems he's found to solve and the order in which he's going to solve them and where he's going to need to go. He's ESTJ. He's like, they made a poster of the ultimate ESTJ and they put my dad on it. He is ESTJ as they get.
Yeah, with an American flag behind him or something.
It's super ESTJ. Like, I get scolded constantly for little ass things like I don't use the saran wrap correctly was the most recent one. But he was right, of course. He's always right. He's always right about this shit. I was using the saran wrap. I didn't understand because it's got that mechanism thing that you go like this. I didn't realize that was a cutter.
Oh, so you just didn't know.
I just didn't. Well, I was using it wrong. That's the point. I was using the saran wrap wrong.
So funny.
No, it's just an Eric misspelling of Quandry, Countess, I suspect.
Good catch.
Good catch, thank
Yeah.
you. I just misspelled it. That's all. They're gonna live forever. But the other thing is my dad's a really cool ESTJ.
He is.
So I don't know if any of you were here during the live stream when he came in and busted my chops for throwing away something without asking him first. He had these seat cushions that he put on seats that are for stadium seats. And he came in and he said, he was like, son, you need to ask before you blah, blah, blah. And I had asked, and he had said, throw them away. And so I'm like, Dad, come on. I asked you and you said throw them away. So anyway, I was like that.
You didn't let me down either. It was so good.
So I was like that, right?
Then yeah.
And then a couple hours later, my dad came up to me and said, son, I don't really remember that conversation. It's just old age, I guess. Which was his way of saying, I'm sorry. You're right, Eric. I'm sorry. And that's something he's always done my whole life. When I am right, he comes up to me later and admits it and kind of goes, and that's why I live in a world of great fairness, and fairness is very important to me. The other day, I did something slightly unfair to Rachel, and I was glad that she didn't let it go with me sort of like joking about it or whatever. She basically expressed, I'm not happy, until I was like, okay, I was not being fair. That's why you're not happy. I was being unfair. And you're right, I was being unfair. And I'm sorry about that.
I'm so appreciated. It was so mature.
And here's the fair option if you want. And then she's like, well, no. I don't really need the thing. I just want to make sure you're actually being fair.
Yeah. It's more about that than anything.
And we're the same way like that. I don't really need the thing. I just need to make sure you're being genuinely fair with me.
Yeah.
And
it's cool that you get that. But anyway.
Is Ken Krishna Sarmapagu or Sreti Chandran here? Because Rachel has a astrology question for somebody from India. So anybody from India who has astrology knowledge who wants to say, oh, that's me. You can ask me this question. Just let me finish my curry first. Then chime in here and Rachel will ask you about the oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Countess INTJ. We appreciate it very much. Also, let me just say, the tarot has been speaking about my daughter, Delilah, and her love life very accurately. Delilah's got a new man in the mix.
Yeah.
I like him, but I've only met him once, and very briefly, and I already like him a lot better than her last boyfriend. So that's a good thing. And I'm pretty sure he's in Beta Quadra. So I think she's within her own quadra, which is a good thing. We'll have to talk to him more, but
yeah.
Okay, so can you hold down the fort for a sec while I smoke a cigarette?
Sure. It's interesting. My mom was like that as well. And I wouldn't tell her what was on my mind either. I actually had to build up to that. I personally find ESTJs to sometimes be intimidating because they're very direct. So sometimes I would catch myself in like lies with ESTJs because I'd be like, But it was really, really good practice because I didn't like that feeling. So I learned to kind of tell the truth despite those weird feelings. You ate Indian food once. Does that count? Why only once? Did you not like it? Yeah. ESTJs like to be the boss. Yeah. They're good peeps. They help things run smoothly. And keep traditions. Countess. I don't know. I've never dated an ESTJ, I don't think. Huh. Thanks for letting us know. Hello there. Okay, I do agree that ESTJs are misunderstood. I think the Enneagram type has a lot to do with affecting their personality. Actually, all personalities. Um, but I would say that most types are misunderstood. I did know about typology, Ryan Harrison, before I met Eric. I studied it maybe like 10 years ago. Only Myers-Briggs, and then maybe 2 years ago I started learning about socionics. So what type are you, Mike Hart? What are you busy with, Katerina Figgy? What's your type? ESTGs love me too. INTP. Yeah, ESTJs do like INTPs. My mom likes a lot of INTP comedians. Like, I think she has a little crush on David, I don't know, the guy who does Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, 2 years of socionics. I'm just starting it. I really like it. I like how detailed it is. Yeah, I know, Ryan Harrison. It's starting to get overwhelming. Let me tell you, it wasn't always overwhelming. It wasn't. It's starting to get overwhelming. Yeah, Larry David. Thank you, Peter Dentis.
What's starting to get overwhelming?
The
amount of poo in my soup.
It is overwhelming. Like,
even a little bit of poo in my soup is too much.
It's gonna change the flavor.
It does.
There's no gotta keep the integrity of the soup.
Hey, Jeebus. How's it going? How is it going? Hi, Jack of World Socionic Society.
Yeah.
Holy Hooters, Batman, and that guy is more appropriate. Are you talking about Rachel titties or what? Well, my dad is definitely an ESTJ. He is as SI tool as they get. He remembers everything. He tells his old stories over and over again. If he hasn't experienced it, he's got no understanding of it at all. He's got zero NI. You can't, hi, Octavio Silva. How's it going? My sister's home from Georgia is a good first line of a poem because it's trochaic. My sister's home from Georgia. It's trochaic trimeter. Thanks, Fart. Thanks, Tiger. Jeebus. Appreciate that. I've had a full day of singing and another one tomorrow. And then the day after, I have to drive her, 3 hours to the airport so she can get back. I'm still coaching debate. I had a tournament last Saturday. I also got a tournament a week from today, by the way.
Okay.
It's the league tournament. It's a little different. I don't know. I don't think live chats let you put links. You think NI is overrated as a function? No, I don't. And I find that the way that Rachel and I are starting to work together creatively, just sort of play together creatively at the moment. We're not really making a lot of work, but we're talking out ideas and shit.
Yeah, I feel it'll develop. It'll
develop into work for sure. Just add speed.
There you go.
Or just add speed.
Yeah, I mean.
We made up a whole screenplay last night sitting outside for a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It would be a very effective screenplay and Christmas
really
movie.
would.
I'm quite convinced of it.
Yeah.
We've got multiple characters, we've got different storylines, we got a basic idea. That's the sort of shit that her tool function and I never do that. I never come up with a complete idea sitting there chatting around the table like that. I always get sidetracked and go off on different tangents and stuff, She helps narrate shit. I actually have visualizations sometimes now of scenes and stuff. We were joking around about how Rachel, the only thing Rachel remembers from Spanish class, probably a lot of Americans here in this, a lot of the 21 Americans, if there are, let's say 15 Americans here, 21 people, probably a lot of you identify with this. she remembers one expression in particular, which is "Donde está la biblioteca?" Now, that is a very important question to ask if you ever go to Mexico or Spain and you're looking for the library. You really do need to know how to say that, but in all other circumstances, it seems an oddly useless expression. However, so the scene we imagined was like the character arrives home, and she's been pulled away at the last second as her husband is having a Christmas party. And her husband's having a Christmas party that's for his wife's daughter. He's like the stepfather, right? And his wife's daughter is marrying a Mexican guy. So he decides to make a Mexican-themed Christmas party. And he hires a bunch of like Mexican ladies to cater it and stuff. And so then the wife comes home, and all these Mexican ladies run up to her and start yammering at her in Spanish, asking her questions and stuff. And then she goes, "Wait, stop! ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?" I think it would play very well in this movie. And the whole movie is about somebody basically saving Christmas in Detroit. So, Rachel's a more visual ENFJ, I think, and a less auditory ENFJ than some. Her understanding, her intuition is very archetypal. Like, she's always referencing scenes from movies, scenes from books, scenes from TV shows, characters. Yesterday she was hilariously at Eaton Canyon getting upset at the fact that she couldn't think of any famous ENFPs that she related to that she could identify with or something.
Yeah.
Whereas it's the opposite for ENTPs. I hate it if I find an ENTP that I can think like, okay, he's like me and stuff, and I'm not special anymore.
Oh, that's so funny.
People who trust in vibes or auras are likely to be high FI users. Not necessarily. I think she does. I think she trusts in vibes and auras.
I do. I literally said that to you like today, I think. Yesterday.
I mean, I don't know about auras. I've never heard you talk about auras before. Do you think you try to read someone's aura, quote unquote?
I've done it for fun, but I don't like if I guess maybe that's part of being extroverted. Like when I'm out, I'm not thinking about auras. But if I'm sitting, maybe, and I don't really do it now. For fun with friends.
Do you have 4 in your chart type? Yes, I do. 784, probably in that order, almost certainly in that order. Maybe could be 748, but I think it's 784. Casa de Mi Padre is a good Spanish movie. Good to know.
That would be. Actions and vibes and auras and FIU say I'm judgmental.
Oh, well, because you're like, I don't like the feel of that person. I mean, if someone gave me that comment, that's what comment about Rachel, actually, and I deleted the comment, but it was along the lines of, I don't trust this person, I don't like her vibe or something. Do I think that's judgmental? No, I just think, fuck you. Oh, I think. Sean Ryan Barron, this guy gives me the criminal vibe, etc. There must be reasons for it, though not concrete enough to make a definitive claim, needs more evidence. Well, yeah, second slot FE users, they're a little, second slot FI users, both of those two are difficult. INFJs are the best of that. Dingwing fling sida. By not being you, that's how he got a rank. By being the bone, the ham bone. The hamminess to the bones. He's the only moderator who actually does anything, is worth anything around
What'd
here.
he say? I like what he said before in the comments.
Who, Hambone?
Yeah.
Oh, the thing about fulfilling his destiny or something.
I saw that.
What do you mean the best of that? Well, I mean, like INFJs are the least defined by their feeling tool function. A feeling tool function is going to do one of two things. It's going to make you either rely on everybody else in the world to do everything for you, or make it impossible for you to integrate with other people on a rational communicative level about things that are in dispute. Your FI tool function, it basically makes it impossible for you to rationally communicate with other people about things that are in dispute. So if you and I disagree about politics, we will never reach any sort of agreement or make any progress if you're an FI tool user because you won't listen. Countess INTJ, I don't trust you with the wrench, okay? I'm looking for NETI. I understand NETI. I don't trust Countess with the wrench. No, I don't.
Why?
I could see her like banning somebody permanently for saying something nasty to her. Yeah, that's the third slot FI.
That's not fair. Of course not.
Hey, Ding Wing flinks it up. I'm the only one who can talk shit about Countess.
Eugene Gray says.
I'm the only one who can talk shit about Countess. All right?
Yeah.
INFJs, they struggle most of all of the 4 F tool function types because they are the kind who are they are most aware of how it plays on an FE level because they get it most. They have the most intuitive understanding of how their own tool function plays of the 4 Fs. You know. Let me pull this bong up. May I just recommend this particular strain, Rainbow Sherbet?
Yeah, we both are enjoying it thoroughly.
We're both really liking it. I got the black lady, at the dark-skinned lady of indeterminate race.
True. I'm glad you said that.
I've got her from at the weed store, and she's the one whose judgment I trust most. And I said, like, I like the looks of that one, and she's like, she kind of gave me a little. She's an INFJ, I think. She gave me a little, just a smidge of a cue that no, you're not on the right one. I go, well, what do you think's best up here? And she picked the one that I probably would have picked last by looks of it, because it doesn't like when you look at it close, it looks actually quite good, but when you look when you look at it in the jug, though, when you looked at it in the jug, it didn't have that poppy neon green thing going on. So anyway, she's like this one, and all right, that's the most stony. She's like, yeah, this is the most stony of them. And so I got it, and she was totally right. This is good, excellent weed. It's really dense too. It burns real slow. So
it's so nice.
What does it smell like? That's the thing. It smells good, but it wasn't the best smelling of them. It wasn't the best looking of them, but it probably is the densest of them.
It's like it smells very earthy. It's very like stinky. Can I see it?
It's like a little rock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got no push to it at all.
And it's a little purple.
When's his mom? I don't know what that means, but I like the sound of it. A wrench helps me with the tit gauge. Okay.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what it means either, but I like the way it sounds. I want a tit gauge. Can somebody buy me one off Amazon and send it to me, please? I don't know what it is, but I'm curious.
Oh, I see. Over to see how big. So you have to unscrew it, and then it closes. Ow. It's going to be a big one.
Sheila, aren't you an ISFP? That's what Sheila... Yes, Sheila agrees with you that she's an ISFP. Stinky stunk stink, not ferret stinky. Ferret stinky is dukeable.
Yes.
Winston's mom, are you on drugs tonight?
Winston's mom. I'm interested in finding out more about Rachel's beta-ness. Interesting.
Do you doubt her beta-ness? I read that as ENTP gauntlet throw.
Hey,
Jack's a real
LJ.
ENTP. You know, Jack, you're one I sometimes forget to mention when people ask me, who's a real ENTP on YouTube? You should really be the first one. Let me pack your bowl. I'm
Thanks.
sorry, baby. You really should be the first one I mentioned because you're pretty fucking textbook. You know, you are a textbook ENTP.
Who?
Jack from Socionic Society. World Socionic Society. He's a British ENTP too, so he sounds extra ENTP-ish. Like, I say, old chap, like that.
Oh my gosh, Winston's mom.
Too big, sorry. You pulled it. Good job.
Thank you.
Got the consensus. Galenko, Dave Superpowers, Eric Thor, Eric. Everybody agrees you're an EHP. You're an EHP. You're just as much an EHP as I am. Becky is another one that I always say is textbook. Like, there aren't very many of us, you know what I'm saying, Jack? A lot fewer of us than people think or that say they are ENTPs. For every ENTP that says they are an ENTP, there's 1/10 of an ENTP that actually is. I'm sorry I did the math that way. I wish I had done it the other way around. Okay. Jeebus Dingwings Flings to do. Do you feel tool functions can restrict growth if the person gets unhealthy? I do think that tool functions are the thing people have to overcome ultimately. Your tool function is where you're most limited in your inclusiveness of other functions. You're welcome, Megasport.
Sometimes you need a little reminder.
Yeah. I don't know who Graydon Square is either. I don't know who Graydon Square is. I mean,
Ryan Harrison, what's our auras? Can you see it?
I'm more specifically looking at those who will blindly trust in a vibe without being compelled to search for reasons. Well, that's FI tool. The other thing is, it's like you have to be able to distinguish circumstantially what's appropriate. There are times when it is appropriate to use your FI as a tool function. It's probably even the majority of times. You mean a wet willy? Jeebus? Too late. Too late, Jeebus. Too late. Now how do you feel? Pretty foolish, huh? Pretty embarrassed. You go cry in the corner with your embarrassment. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Okay. Oh yeah, blindly looking at a thing with a man.
Oh yeah.
Too late. It's too late, Jeebus. You already fucked it up. Retracting it and putting it there again doesn't change anything. Might as well just retract it again. Slugger.
Thanks. I can't translate that time. That's interesting. It could be really fun to. You can make a game out of looking at auras.
I seem kind to you, or Rachel seems kind to you? Okay, can we all stop calling each other diminutive names, tigers?
Yeah. Did you like the angel music? Isn't she? Is he really beautiful? Honestly, I didn't look at it. Winston's mom here.
I do appreciate. I want to say, Jeebus, I do appreciate you reminding me that sluggers in there as a diminutive, insulting diminutive name to use for people. I haven't used slugger before, so I appreciate you adding slugger into my equation. Nobody ever called me sport until I was an adult and they were trying to be an asswipe. Oh, Jeebus. Don't tell me your moisture got dampened too much. I do rub some people the wrong way. It's wise to trust me. I am trustworthy, if nothing else.
He is. It's funny.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think that people would think the opposite. Yeah, you are trustworthy.
Yeah, I probably don't come across as especially kind. I think I make a concerted effort to not be unkind. I mean, I agree. Rachel seems like a very chill ENFJ. And you might be inclined to say she's more like an INFJ, right? The thing is, she might be, actually.
What?
An INFJ. I've been thinking about it a lot. I haven't mentioned it to you until this moment. I've been considering it a lot.
Yeah, but you don't. I'm not in my element right now.
But here's the thing, Rachel. Like when you told me that story of hearing that song
Yeah.
and that test and everything this morning, that sounded
Oh
like
yeah.
that sounded like
It's my
INFJ
life.
usage of SI. It sounded like INFJ usage of SI.
That happens a lot.
If you really are an INFJ, you eliminated so many possible types there. She can't be an INFJ, an INTJ, an ENFJ, or an ENTJ, is what you're saying. Because she's not crazy enough. Jean Grey, pretty sure FE ego. I mean, the reason I typed her as ENFJ was because her SI seems polar in general, rather than 8 slot. But I could be convinced that she's actually INFJ, not ENFJ. She seems a lot more chill, as people say, than an ENFJ normally would. Except, I think I really do. I'm still leaning towards ENFJ because I think what it is, ENFJs find their polished ENFJ presentation at a certain point. And I think that Rachel's been in an environment that's required her to find a polished ENFJ presentation that's more INFJ like. For any other type, those kind of explanations don't satisfy me at all. But for ENFJs, they kind of do because it's their nature to be kind of chameleon-esque. So ENFJ is a difficult type to eliminate as a consequence because they can persist acting like for long stretches of time, So I don't know.
That's what I wondered too, though.
But yeah, I do think you might be an INFJ.
It's weird. I never would have, but then I have been.
Here's why I think you might. Another reason why I think you might be an INFJ. The way that you and I riff off each other and stuff is reminiscent of how I used to be with Corey. Except we're really just sort of getting started feeling it out with each other. I don't trust you yet, basically, artistically, is what it boils down to. But I'm getting more and more trusting of it because I see you rolling with it and being great and nailing it and shit, That's another thing that makes me think INFJ is it reminds me of working with Corey. She's clever, but not active in she'll lay down the clever thing and then she'll lay low a bit. In that regard, this is like INFJ interacting with ENTP, right? Whereas this is like ENFJ interacting with ENTP.
So interesting.
It's called gesture explanation. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Oh, how cute. Who's that cute little boy?
Eric. Oop. Where is Taco Cat? One thing to look for is the FE competing or complementing. FE Dom and FE Tertiary likely to compete, both want to take over. Winston's mother, Emmy, are two peas in a pod. It's a good person to be like, Jeebus. Give it to Mikey, he'll eat anything. Sheila, I get you, it's frustrating. Typing people is tricky for sure. I use FI, not FE. FE auxiliary that supports. Can we type Rachel based on eyebrow size? Megan Lavota's eyebrows and ENFG seem very extroverted compared to hers. So actually, my natural brows are way thicker. But I plucked them as a kid and they haven't come back. But actually, that's a good point because my INFJ grandma is the person who told me that. She plucked her eyebrows and then they never came back. And I did the same thing. So, yeah, Megan is 100% ENFJ. This is science. Yeah. Thank you, Jeebus. I consider that a compliment to my gloriousness. P is for puppy pads. Asked Juliet. And Mika Ferret. Castor oil? Yeah. I mean, I'm open. They've grown a lot, actually. And with pencil, they look good. Yeah, I know. I didn't know either, but apparently it can happen where they don't grow back. With some people, they do. Some people have very strong, what is it? Like roots. Have you ever tried rocking a unibrow? I should. I'm gonna do that. I'll draw it and see what people think. Things you can see with Megan. Very inclined to create and manage the mood. Doesn't give that to others to do. It's true. To others to do around her. She's not relaxed, more on edge all the time. I never really noticed that. Biotin is I've used actually biotin before. Taylor Van Amberg. Thank you. It helps my hair a lot, which I don't really need, but pencil in a sexy unibrow. I will. Most of us from the 70s lost our eyebrows when Farrah left the Angels. Aw, those little skinny disco. Yeah, better without eyebrows. Oh my God, Winston's mom. Yes. My mom has those eyebrows.
I mean, I agree, but just because Megan expresses her ENFJ in that fashion doesn't mean all ENFJs express in that fashion. It doesn't mean that those who don't express in that fashion aren't ENFJs.
Right, because I'm a 7. I really do think that makes a difference.
See, INFJ need an NE-DOM to get them going. I was hanging out with this ENFP girl, and her friends made a huge difference. Too bad she shot me down. That is sorry to do that, Ryan.
Try again.
Listen. They're a lot harder to find, but
nah.
Also, ENTP girls, I will warn you about this. It's probably true of ENFP girls too. I think they can be a little gross, like they don't really clean themselves that well. just saying. I should do an all-inclusive vacation giveaway. So what do you think C.S. Joseph is, Jack? I'm curious. Your opinion is somewhat respected by me.
That looks delish.
That's for you, actually. That's your coffee.
We can share it.
I got mine right here.
Oh.
But mine needs more creamer in it. Yours is properly creamered. I want to go ahead and do I want to do these public service announcements.
Please.
Okay, I think it's important to recover some ground in case you missed it last time. You used to think logical, intuitive extrovert. Now you think ethical, intuitive extrovert. You think he's an ENFJ? He might be an ENFJ. That's possible. But his FE is so shitty, you know? Here's the thing. One of the things that makes me think Rachel's an ENFJ, not an INFJ. She's more positive, more willing and inclined to give praise and stuff. INFJs tend to use that so much instrumentally that they manage their doling of it out more. Just a thought.
Wait, Winston's mom, what was the angel song you were talking about? Stop it. The clue is in his video on the grand theory.
Okay, cool. Intuitive, logical extrovert. That's an ENTP. That's insane, Faith. He's not an ENTP. Jack, you're an ENTP. Eric, I'm an ENTP. Jack and Eric, is there any chance at all that C.S. Joseph is an ENTP? What percentage chance is there that he might be an ENTP? Look, you got to put a shit ton of this stuff in. That's the point. He is not an ENTP. All right? There's no fucking way that guy's an ENTP. You got to put a shit ton of this creamer in, okay? That's the public service announcement here.
Yes.
This
don't
creamer
believe-
is great. What does the package say, Rachel? How much does the package say to put in?
1 teaspoon. That's the regular, spoon. One of that. No, C.S. Joseph. No.
Yeah, those like C.S. Joseph instructions on how to put creamer in. No, you got to put a shit ton of
Yeah,
stuff in. Like,
exactly.
you can't put too much, basically. You just
Yeah,
pour the shit
really.
in like, right? Like that much is fine. It's fine. Okay, so try not to do what I just did, but just get creamer all over your desk or the floor. And you do have to have the coffee hot so it'll melt.
Yep.
Otherwise, it won't melt.
It's key. See? Looks so good.
His humor is not lighthearted, it's rough. His humor is abject failure in a box. He is not funny. He's never been funny. He never will be funny. No, subtypes are not a real thing. At least not one that anyone's figured out yet.
Where's the subtype?
All right, now this is good to drink. Enough creamer in it. That's creamer.
Only after half of the.
But yeah, we just opened this bottle. Okay, we just opened this bottle of creamer. We are halfway done with it, with like 3 cups of coffee in.
It's delicious.
You got to use a shit ton of this stuff. Okay, you really do.
That's the key.
He manages his Discord like a classic autocrat. He has lots of INFJ devotees who won't allow any dissent. Very terrible. C.S. Joseph is not an ENTP at all. There's zero chance of it. If he's an ENTP, he is history's absolute worst and least ENTP like ENTP ever. And everything in the world is wrong.
Yeah, I believe, yes.
Basically.
Seriously.
Nothing in the world makes
Honestly,
any sense if he's an ENTP.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, that's
He's
why
not.
Winston calls a moderator, so she can post links.
Aw, thanks, Winston's mom. You're the best.
Around.
Nothing's gonna ever bring you down.
Bring you down, right. PP, was that coming and say hi to the people? You guys are the people. I can't convince anyone. Yeah, you can't convince anyone because he's so obviously not an ENTP. He's like pod layers coach, only trying to look like he has a proper process rather than being open with the woo.
What? His punchline is yeah, no, like.
Yeah, no, like it's not funny.
That's not a punchline.
It's just him being look at me, be a douche, look at me, be a douche, everybody must agree with me. That's the song he sings all the time. Look at me, be a douche, look at me, be a douche, that's the thing I want you to do all the time. I trust an ENTP like you because you'll call it how it is. INFJ are getting led astray, probably wanting things to be more complex. Yes, there is a lot of misinformation out there.
Can we go to the Winston's mom link?
Sure. He's a goon and a snark. Absolutely not a slugger. Host Eric and CSJ potluck picnic. I am totally down. I am totally down. Cancel. Oops, something went wrong. Winston's mom, it says, oops, something went wrong.
Yeah.
You posted a link to your own back page shit that nobody else can see. You posted a link to your back page shit that nobody else can see. Sheila's going to bring deviled eggs.
There is a heaven for an INFP, I promise.
He's pretty creative in terms of what he's managed to put together. Got to give him credit. That's not creativity, okay? He's pretty productive is a correct statement. He's very productive is a correct statement. He's even marginally creative is as wrong as a package of wrongness delivered to the wrong person in the wrong town, in the wrong state, in the wrong country. for ENFJs have good TE. Doesn't CS Joseph have good TE? Would that negate the fact that he's ENFJ? No, ENFJs do have good TE. They have 8-slot TE. Do I have good SE? I mean, I made more videos than him. His TE is better. My SE is better. So it's like my SE is actually better, even though it's 8th slot. His SE is probably 6th slot. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's not 6th slot though. If he were ENFJ, his SE would be 3rd slot, and my 8th slot would actually be better than his SE. It's just that his TE is better because his TE is 8th slot and mine's 6th slot. He can do the practical stuff, but it's a service of FP motivation. So if you look at his grand theory, no attempt at TE, just really bad TI. Right on the nose. That's a double on the nose, Jack.
Done.
Double on the nose. And he types other ENFJs as ENTPs.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Thank you for agreeing with me. Look, World Socionic Society is right about this. Kanye is, in fact, an ENFJ.
Wait. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't think that he wasn't.
I didn't think you thought he wasn't, but I've made that.
People do.
I've said that before,
yeah.
and people always go, "He's not an ENFJ. He's an ENTP."
Yeah, a lot of people do. Yeah. Poor Kanye.
I'm so compassionate.
Thank you.
I love you, Rachel. You're my perfect angel.
I love you.
All the special and good and true. I just find it special.
I love you.
I love you too. He's like Elizabeth Holmes. Yeah. How could you've got to be kidding me? You think he's an ENTP too? Fate. That's because you are clearly FI tool. You have no respect for TI. You think that ENFPs and ENFJs are ENTPs because you don't have any fucking concept of what TI means.
Yeah. Kanye is really smart. I always liked his music and him as a person. I thought he was I don't know.
Kanye is not really smart. Who said Kanye's really smart?
I think he is.
You think he's really smart? I don't think so.
No.
And I don't think he's not really smart. Like I think like Obama's being a bad ENTP.
Oh.
I think he's not really smart. Like he says some dumbass shit. You know?
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've said so.
He's musically really smart.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
I don't think
Hambo,
I'm like.
Hambo said it. That's what you meant.
Yeah, like when he's talking about music.
I agree.
You.
Musically, he's very smart.
Yeah. So yes, to clarify, musically, I think he's a great writer.
Yeah.
He's
non-musically, he's a moron. His politics are so primitive. It's like, look at me being
know.
different.
I don't know what's going on there.
Look at me be different. That's the whole motivation of his politics.
You know what's so funny? My ENTP friend like loves Kanye for that though. Once his mom died, it was really tough for him. She like gave him all the confidence. Carter family. Oh. I mean, money, yeah. It is key. It is. I mean, I don't know him as a I don't think of him like as a whole person. I just think of him as a musician. Really. I mean, politically incorrect. How would you know which is the right personality for them?
Hey, Jack, I want you to type Rachel. Do you want to make a video where you type Rachel? You can publish it on your channel if you want, instead of publishing on mine. Or do you feel like doing that? Okay, let's do it right now.
Cool.
Let's end this live stream. Let's meet in whereby.com/autonomy. Okay, whereby.com/autonomy.
You got that?
You got that, Jack? No. Come on, Jack. What kind of ENTP are you? Right now is the only time.
How do you type that?
Oh, that's what you don't got. Okay. It's whereby, the word whereby, WHEREBY, whereby.com/autonomy. AUTONOMY.
There you go. Thank you, Hambone.
Thanks, Hambone. Sorry, I doubted your readiness for a second there, Jack. My bad.
Yeah.
All right, so let's end the stream, and I'll see you there. Rachel, could you end the stream, please?
Schmat. Thanks, England here. Bye, everyone.